It is Sunday, October 12th, and crypto hopes and dreams around the world have been savaged and wrecked, but not yours. Yours are right on track. Now, it doesn't feel like that right now because the price recovery hasn't happened, but it is coming and sooner than you realize. Now, what has just happened you were not exposed to because you trusted me. You did not expose yourself to because you didn't trade with leverage. Now, I was sharing with someone just yesterday how this lesson cost me $2 million. And they said, I bet you wish you had that money. And so that got me thinking, do I or would I rather have that lesson? It is because of that lesson I did not get wrecked the past few days. It is because of that lesson that my audience has heard me say over and over again, don't play with leverage. The crypto market is volatile enough. You don't need to play with leverage because you can be totally right that a bull market is coming, but wrong for a day or two and you get wiped out. Now, I'm not aware of a single Rainmaker family member that got liquidated in the past few days, and yet billions of dollars have been lost. Now, I credit this to your trust. And I appreciate that. I'm just sharing in this channel what I have seen works and what I've seen that can lead to disaster. And I'll share how this knowledge cost me almost $2 million in gains. It was early March of 2020. The weather was warming up. Life was feeling good. And it seemed Bitcoin had bottomed out and was on its way up. And that seemed like the absolute perfect time to take a lower risk leverage play. So I did a low leverage long, and perhaps Bitcoin wasn't at the bottom, but a low leverage long should just amplify my gains. And I put 1.6 Bitcoin into a low leverage long. Now, Bitcoin was $7,200 at the time, and it had already come down from $14,000 bear market peak. And so long as Bitcoin didn't go below 5,100, I would be just fine. Just like what happened over the past few days, some market shocks happened. And all the markets tumbled suddenly. And I woke up to find my Bitcoin position was gone, absolutely wiped. It had been liquidated, and I had nothing left in that Bitcoin wallet. Now, I had $10,000 in reserves, which I had planned to buy more Cardano if Cardano went under 2 cents. And Cardano was now trading at 1.8 cents with that big decrease. But instead of buying Cardano, I then used the $10,000 to buy back the Bitcoin that had just been wiped out. Well, during the next year, that Cardano went up almost 200x from that 1.8 cents, which would have turned that $10,000 into almost $2 million. Now, I haven't forgotten that lesson. My desire to try to take an additional gain by using leverage cost me almost $2 million. And I paid the price for that lesson. Now, was it worth it? Well, it was worth it if you also didn't have to pay the price for that lesson because you learned that lesson because I shared with you the price I had paid for that lesson. Now, you may be concerned because prices haven't fully recovered yet, and you will see that they will. And that the gains have only just begun this bull run, and everything you've been waiting for can now happen now that the leverage has been fully, completely flushed out of this system. It is light green in ways you haven't seen and we haven't seen since April 2020. The bull market is coming, and it is coming hard. It is going to be a wild ride, and you are still in the game because you didn't use leverage. I love you guys. Let the fun begin. I did jump in here live. The purpose was to keep this short. I wanted to keep this message so that people would get it. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people haven't followed this channel, and if you have, you've heard me say over and over and over again, don't trade with leverage. And this is why. You couldn't have seen this coming. How would you have known? Did the events that led to this fully justify this? No, this is some whales manipulating the game to take some bad news, which they were probably aware of. There's some indication that probably some billionaires in China were associated with this. And this was a setup that then they devastated the markets while they shorted it. They sold off, were able to buy back their assets for cheap while making a huge amount of money on shorts. And this is why we don't do leverage, because if you had taken some leverage longs 2 weeks ago, it looked pretty good that it was all green lights. And I think you're right. It was almost all green lights. And this one massive red light would have liquidated any of your positions had you had any leverage going on whatsoever. Just about everything dropped enough that even the low leverage longs would have been liquidated. This is exactly the lesson of don't mess with leverage. You don't need to. Crypto is volatile enough that the gains that you own, if you just own the crypto outright, can be completely amazing if you don't play with leverage. Yes, this was mostly on centralized exchanges that this manipulation happened, because they don't have to take the price of everything down. They just have to take it down in the centralized exchanges where all the longs and shorts are, so that they could liquidate all those longs and cascade the price downward and then rebuy and take a nice ride up. Real lessons are only valuable if you learn from them. IMS, yo, rain, over 19 billion liquidated, sign a bigger rally ahead. That's exactly it. This was the stake in the ground you've often heard Paul talk about in price analysis. Now, Paul's background isn't in crypto. His background is in trading charts and price analysis on charts. And he calls it a stake in the ground before really the bull market hits. And this was that massive stake in the ground. You had Cardano dropping all the way back down to like bear market lows. You had Ripple or XRP dropping to crazy low prices. Why? Liquidating all those leverage longs. And so people playing with leverage. In fact, one of the YouTube creators that I really enjoy and like, Crypto Crow, he covers the Cardano community. I've followed him since 2017. I like him a lot. He just got his leverage long on Cardano absolutely liquidated. Yeah, this is why I don't encourage leverage. I don't promote these exchanges that have leverage. And even if I like the exchange, I always tell you, don't play with leverage. This is exactly why. Because you couldn't have seen this coming. And you would have been absolutely just devastated by it. Even though you had been buying at the right time, you wouldn't get to realize those gains because somebody from the other side was able to come in and take them from you by causing this cascading set of liquidations that dropped the price so savagely and would have liquidated any longs that you had. Right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the wrap. We will see you all soon. I just want to go live shortly, share this update. Bull run is on. Let's go, guys.
Came into the space, chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, shit right before you could. Was told to buy when it was pouring like a rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I always made the time in mind. I take the one out, cause I'm patient like that. And I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't leave with my heart. Principles are simple, they're leaving a mark. Buy when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. Let's smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Time is never better, but time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, studying to know that nothing comes easy, but with knowledge the game show. Sticking out this road, cause soon will come a bear market. We're learning and growing, and when it's slow, will be the target. They say it's come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. Sticking around, the time is better. Strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. 2 years time, the ball will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort, cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go of the hate, let the haters be crafting. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, the time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough, and that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.